So I think, maybe about 7 years ago, we had a brainstorming session, and you ask in any brainstorming session, you ask things like, how do I prepare for the future? What will this industry look like 10 years from now? How do I keep a competitive advantage? And or how do I become more operationally efficient? And all these questions kind of point towards technology, right? The solution is always technology. We have to use technology to become efficient. We have to use technology to have a competitive advantage. We need technology to have better customer experience. And we don't know where this industry will look like. So if you really want to do strategy and planning 10 years from now, where do you think this industry will be? So about 7 years ago, we asked these same questions. Everything pointed towards technology. So we, at that point in time, I had this little entrepreneurial bug. So even I wanted to do something entrepreneurial in technology. But then I realized that, the entrepreneurial startup life is an extremely hard one. So instead of focusing on just one startup, why don't we focus on 100 startups? And so that's why we set up an accelerator program to work with startups only in the PropTech space. Obviously, that's our domain. I wouldn't be able to contribute to anything in, digital animation or biotech and things like that. But we said just PropTech startups. Let's just look at technology in this PropTech space. Because frankly, disruption always comes from outside. It doesn't come from the real estate space. And most of the founders, when we talk to, are not from the real estate space. They have issues dealing with people like us in the space, so they come up with their own solutions. So then we set up this accelerator, and we have personally spoken to 3,000 companies just in PropTech. Nice. Many of them also have AI solutions, which eventually I'll get into. But over the last 7 years, we have mentored companies, about 70 of them. And so now Brigade actually has equity in about 70 tech companies. Wow. And because I believe that the future of real estate is also in technology, and you have to become a tech-friendly organization if you want to not get disrupted, and if you want to stay ahead of the curve. So like that, we have this accelerator program that we've been mentoring startups very patiently. And we don't try to keep all this technology just for us. We have actually taken it out to the industry, because I always believe that whatever is good for India is good for us. Whatever is good for the industry is good for us. So we don't try to hold all this technology close to our hearts. We take them to our competitors because, frankly, even Prestige and other developers have been so supportive. They've invested in some of these companies. So like I said, the industry as a whole needs to adopt technology if we really want to improve. We can't just say, let me keep all this knowledge to myself, because when people have tried to do that, they don't succeed. No startup wants to work with a company that wants to keep the technology in-house. So what we try to do is work with companies. We give them live projects to work on. We help them with all the data that they need to get their analytics and their predictive analytic models. And then we say, listen, you've done this with Brigade, please go out. We'll introduce you to 100 other builders and see how you can scale up. Because like I said, and I believe this, that whatever is good for the industry is good for us. So that's how we've been handling technology. I mean, I think it's like social media, right? How do you use it and not be used by it? And same thing for AI. How do you use it and not be used by it? That said, I already feel like we're part of the matrix, so I think we're a bit too late now.
Is it quicksand? You got inside, you can't come out, and you have to be part of it, play ball, and get the best use of it.
Yeah.
There's a lot to celebrate Nirupa's achievements, which is not just to do with her professional life as a joint managing director at Brigade Group, overseeing the office, retail, hotel portfolio of Brigade, but also on the sports front. It is just such a wonderful honor. Many, many congratulations. If you can do better with your applause. Nirupa ke sanmana marbekadre, I think it can be said more from the applause energy. I think a photo moment for all the women on stage. And once again, Nirupa, Shankar, many congratulations.
I was prepared for AI, not triathlon talking. I gave up my Saturdays and my Sundays for it. So wake up early on Saturday and do 3-4 hours on Saturday and maybe 6 hours on Sunday. So I would start at 4:30 in the morning and finish at 2 in the afternoon sometimes. But that's what it took, and it was intense. It took me about 14 hours. So I started at 7 in the morning and finished at 10 o'clock at night. So it's a 3.8 kilometer swim. It's 180 kilometers of bike and followed by 42 kilometers of run. So it's a...
And being the only Indian woman participant at this very, very arduous triathlon.
Thank you.
Let's hear it for Nirupa Shankar.
Thank you. So I think, doing the Ironman taught me a lot. That I can talk forever on it. But I think most importantly is, I think anything can be achieved if you put your mind to it. You break every big problem into smaller ones and one step at a time. And I think personally, my true belief is that honestly, anyone in this room can do it with the right training and discipline. And I think it's a very rewarding journey. So thank you very much. This was a surprise for me.